All right, what's up, y'all? So, if you could tell by the title of the video, today we are going to be talking about this card. Now, focus. Come on, focus. What do my YouTubers be doing? Yeah, so today we're going to talk about this product. Nah, for real, we talking about the QuickSilver card today. All right, let's get started. Okay, so before we start the video, now I watched quite a few credit card videos myself on YouTube. Even in the beginning when I first started talking about credit, I was a little intimidated about talking about specific credit cards because y'all be ruthless in the comments. Not particularly, not you guys that are subscribed to my channel, but people get crazy in these comments. You know, I came prepared, dressed, I'm ready. So just keep in mind, I'm talking about my experience with this particular card, okay? These are my opinions about this particular card, okay? All right? Just trying to make sure now. All right? Don't make me record this video like this all day, all right? No, I'm just kidding. So anyways, so yeah, I got my computer right here so I can see when exactly I apply for this particular card. So yeah, the main thing I see, like with Capital One, this particular card, QuickSilver, I've been hearing a lot of reviews and a lot of people kind of complaining about the fact that, you know, Capital One is a little stingy with increases. And I mean, I guess if you're not someone who is, you know, has multiple credit cards or, you know, is very experienced in credit cards, you know, from my perspective, it's like, well, to me, it's like, you know, because I'm coming from having bad credit to now having, you know, decent credit, you know, I'm just getting my foot in the door. So to me, going from 500 to 2,000 in 6 months isn't a bad bargain for me. Like, to me, it don't feel like, you know, damn, like that's all, you just 1,500, that's it. You know, when I got the email about the credit limit being increased $1,500, like I was geeked, I was turned up. But again, I'm someone who comes from bad credit to working credit disputes, doing that shit for like a year, over a year, to get my credit to a point where I can apply for cards that aren't, you know, got them high ass annual fees and, you know, extremely high interest rate cards and no perks, no benefits, no nothing. You know, you just got a card to say you got a card, or just, you know, a secured credit card just to, you know, build up to this point. So to me, it's a pretty decent card. But when it comes to credit limit increases, the first thing is first is you have to make sure that your card is eligible for an increase. That's first thing. Meaning that like secured cards aren't eligible for increases. If it's a new account, probably 3 months old or less, it probably won't be eligible for an increase. Maybe you recently got a credit limit increase and then you applied again. Maybe that's the reason why you were denied. You know, it could be several reasons. You know, this particular account just may not be eligible, or it's too soon, or, you know, you just got one. Or it could just be other reasons. You carry a balance often, you have late payments, you have missed payments, you know, things like that. So you have to keep those things in mind. Now, if you're one of those people who are like, you know, I make all my payments on time, I keep my utilization 10% or less, I never carry a balance, I've never been late, I've been a loyal customer for X amount of years, you got to take emotions out of it. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, Capital One doesn't have a personal relationship with you. They're not making it personal. You know what I mean? You probably are making it personal because it's like, out of all the other companies I could have went to, I chose Capital One. You know, and the least you can do is give me an increase every 2 to 3 months. You know what I mean? Especially if I'm doing right by the card. I get you. But Capital One isn't looking at it at a personal, you know, perspective. This is all business, you know. So, and you also got to keep in mind that you may be expecting too much from this particular card. You know, Capital One is more beginner friendly. It's like stepping stones for, you know, people who are trying to get, you know, maybe higher limits. I'm talking about, like, you know, Amex is like the goal for a lot of people to get Amex cards. That's like top tier, Amex. And there are others, don't get me wrong. Please don't come in the comments. Shoo. But, you know, Capital One is a decent card. You may be expecting too much from it. You know, this is more beginner. If you've gotten to the point where Capital One is just no longer giving you any increases, you know, you're just not satisfied, don't close the card, but it may be time for you to graduate to a different card. So anyway, how to get a credit limit increase with Capital One in regards to this QuickSilver card. So now there are two ways for you to increase your credit limit. Either you're gonna apply for it or the lender will just automatically give you a credit limit increase without you having to apply. Capital One typically reviews your accounts every 6 to 12 months just to determine whether or not your account is eligible, whether you're eligible for an increase. So it would be vital for you to make sure that you, besides the making on-time payments, not carrying a balance, and keeping the utilization at 10% or less by the statement date, you also want to make sure your information is updated, especially if you're working or if you're self-employed. You want to make sure that if you got a job increase that you go and put that on your financial information. Keep it updated, because Capital One only bases their, you know, what they know about you off what you put on your application. So you have to keep your information updated. So make sure you do that. Also, for your other accounts, your other credit card accounts, make sure you're doing the same thing, because oftentimes these credit card companies aren't just looking at how you handle their card. They're also looking at the other accounts that you have on your credit profile. If you're carrying balances with them, if you have missed payments, bankruptcy, has anything went into collections? Are you in desperate need of this money? You know, if you need it, they're not going to give it to you 9 times out of 10. You know, so it's best that your overall profile looks good as well before you try to apply for an increase. I was approved for this card November 16, 2021, $500 credit limit. And then on May 10th, 2022, I received an email. This is without me even applying. It says, you've done a great job managing your account, so we increased the credit limit for your account ending in blah, 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 from $500 to $2,000, which is great. Like, I didn't even apply for this. This is 6 months on the head of having this card, and they gave me a credit limit increase. Now, have I ever missed a payment? No. Have I ever carried a balance? No. Do I use this card to, like, max it out? Yes. Do I pay it back before the due date? Yes. Do I always have a 10% or low utilization? Yes. Like, ever since I've had the card, that's what I've done. I used the card. Like, when it was just $500, I used it, like the whole thing, because your balance only matters on your statement date. Whatever your balance is on your card throughout the month, it doesn't matter. The only time the balance that you carry on your credit card matters is on your statement date. So I'm gonna wait 6 more months before I come back on here and I talk about this particular card and see, you know, if anything has changed, and see if my opinions on this card changes. But so far, it's a pretty decent card. You know, great cash back rewards. You know, I use it for grocery shopping, gas, everyday purchases. I use this card for, and anytime I can get cash back, I use it. Like, it goes towards stuff, especially Amazon. Like, I put some screenshots. Like, I use my cash back rewards for Amazon like crazy. So, do I recommend hold on. Do I recommend the QuickSilver card? Yeah, it's a pretty good card. I like the card. I don't have any bad things to say about it. Again, to go from $500 to $2,000 in 6 months, it's pretty cool for me. So, you know, I also know not to expect too much, but, you know, if you're just getting started, you know, and you want a nice card that you could potentially grow, and it can lead to other things like going to Discover, going to Amex, or even you don't have to particularly go to those types of companies. You can get a card with your credit union, you know, and start there. But this is a great card for those of you who, you know, credit range maybe above 660, 670, above 660, 670, around that range on up. But if you've gotten this card and your credit score is lower than 670, 680, put it in the comments below. And if you've had this card, share your experience with it down below. Do you like it? Has Capital One been stingy with increases with you? Like, what's going on there? Give me your feedback on this QuickSilver card. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.